Yeah, you guys have heard me talking about just having the playbook in the back of my head, seeing looks that I can take advantage of, and that just comes with experience. And they gave me a zero look, and so all week I know defensive coordinator had a Baltimore background. They've showed some zero on film. I knew I'd have to be ready for it in a big spot, and I had CJ out there. That's not exactly the personnel that we usually throw those jailbreak screens to, but he really took advantage of the opportunity, and I had those plays in the back. Thank you. I had those plays in the back of my head, expecting zero, and I just got to it and didn't really think about it.
You also seem a little out of breath here. That's not usual for you after the game. Why is that the case right now?
No, I just ran from another interview. That's why.
What was the person, Joe? I mean, you had out there.
Well, we were in 11. It was just CJ was out wide, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to get it to the boundary or to the field, and I just figured more room to the field. I had CJ out there, but I knew he'd take advantage of it.
Were you getting flashbacks to the Baltimore game last season, and was this an example of you learning from that loss last year?
Yeah, it's a different structure of defense, but same premise. They bring zero and they pop guys out. When they're not blocked or when they're blocked. So, it's a good rep to get and to just put in your back pocket for later.
Joe, how different is the way this team reacted this year compared to maybe previous years, being down 14-0 and it feeling like it was going the wrong way?
Yeah, there was no panic in the locker room. We knew we didn't play great in the first half. It is what it is, but we had all the faith in the world that we were going to come out and play really well in the second half. And I'm proud of the way we fought back.
The goal line stand right before halftime. You go into halftime down just 14-0, not 21. That has to be a big reset.
Yeah, that's a big hidden play that honestly I kind of forgot about too. There's a lot of hidden plays like that throughout the game that help you win a game like this, and I would say that's a big one.
That last drive, you get shrapnel all over the place. Mixon goes out, false stat, hold, zero blitz and empty. And it's not exactly a short way to prove it up.
Yeah, it's not. That's football though. That's the NFL. It's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna have to find ways to win when everything's against you. Your back's against the wall, and that's what we did today. And I'm proud of the way we fought.
That said, y'all never repped. Y'all didn't practice that play in the screen. How many times did y'all rep that this whole offseason so far?
We repped it a lot in camp. That's a zero check that I can get to when I see that, and so I knew our guys would be ready for it.
I've been never to CJ.
Yeah, not to CJ. I don't know if we've thrown one to CJ.
Joe, the second half touchdown to CJ when you kind of floated out to the side, he came across the middle. You talked about wanting to make plays with your feet, extending plays and all that. Just go through that play a little bit if you would.
Yeah, we haven't really been great in scramble drill situations the last 2 years, and that's something that I wanted to make a big emphasis on going into this season, and Zach did too, because you see across the league a lot of the big plays that come are off schedule. You can only draw up so many plays. Sometimes your guys just have to make plays. And so we talked about it a lot this week, and I'm feeling more and more comfortable to do that kind of stuff. My knee's feeling really good. I'm putting in the work in my rehab to be confident in that, and so that's a big play going forward.
What does it say about CJ that he's the one who's arguably caught the two biggest passes of the season?
I mean, that's who CJ is. He works really, really hard, and he's coming off an injury too. A lot of people forget that. He put in a lot of hard work for that as well, and he works hard for his opportunities. At tight end, you don't get a lot of them, and when his come, he makes the most of them.
That scramble, it looked like you were motioning.
Yeah, so we had a man kind of rub play called to the field, and they kind of busted, and two of them ran with TB on the wheel route and left CJ, but then they dropped an end right where I wanted to throw the ball to CJ, so I was just trying to maneuver him where I wanted him, but they only rushed 3 guys, and the offensive line did a great job of securing those guys and allowing me to work.
Zach talked about the crowd, especially in the second half, and it seemed like something that inspired them was your, 44-yard, whatever pass it was to Jamar. Can you take us through that play and what you sensed after that play happened?
Yeah, the fans are a big part of this thing, and I talked about wanting to put a great product on the field for them because we have great fans. We just need to give them something to root for, and I think we're doing that this year. And as far as Jamar goes, at some point they're going to have to stop single covering him because he's just going to keep running past people.
How about third and 6 to Boyd on the last touchdown drive? Was he open?
Can't remember that play.
So,
The one he
The
caught
one who
around
caught
the
across
the
the middle,
middle, I mean,
and he came off for the.
Oh yeah, it was 2-man. That's just what TB does. On third down, he makes plays, and I find him.
You're now 1 quarter way through the season. How would you grade your performance so far? What do you like about what you've done, and what do you want to improve on as the season goes
I
on?
think I've got better and better each week. Last week, the defense played so well that I didn't have to do a lot, and then tonight, there's going to be games like that where you have to step up and make plays, and so I'm really happy with my performance tonight. I'm just going to keep building on this and keep getting better and better.
2 more minutes. Y'all have shown a ton of resiliency throughout the year, whether it's coming off the Chicago game, rallying against Pittsburgh when y'all struggled, and then today. Is there a commonality as to why y'all have been so resilient through the first part of the season?
I think our experiences last year have brought us to this point. We took a lot of tough losses last year. We were in games late and ended up just losing them. And we brought in some guys from winning teams that have won before and really understand how to do it. And I think that's a big part of it as well.
You mentioned
Go ahead.
you mentioned like the deep ball to Jamar last week. That was something Jamar saw. Was it a similar situation this week, or what did you see on the deep ball heading into that pass?
Yeah, I saw single coverage, and when I get single coverage with Jamar, we're going to take it. He's just going to keep making those plays, and really the last couple of weeks it's been a big play to Jamar that has sparked our offense, and so he's just going to keep making plays. That's what he does.
First touchdown to CJ. Did you expect Allen to get? It looked like Allen was right on top. Of you. Did you expect him to be there, or is that about?
Yeah, we had to run some keepers early in the game, so I knew to get my head around fast because I think they weren't really expecting it coming in, and we ran some early, and so I expected him to be there.
One last one. Do you feel like this was a win that you give it? Zach sort of talked about this from the first quarter of y'all's year, and to keep the postseason hopes alive, did you feel like y'all had to take care of business early until y'all won?
Obviously, we had the one setback that we didn't play very well in Chicago, but we've played pretty well the other 3 games. So we're just going to keep building on it. I'm excited to have a bye weekend. It's going to be fun to watch some football, kind of relax, get a head start on Green Bay.